Hi everyone, Jody here. Yeah, so breaking through mind control into the infinite and multidimensional. So I really wanted to talk about the ubiquity of mind control. So how our minds are controlled and manipulated, and that can be through ancestral conditioning, intergenerational trauma, codes in our DNA, mass media programming and manipulation, books, other people, the government, society. These are all factors, these are all influences that can control our mind and our thoughts and our behavior. And obviously what we've been through in the last couple of years is a particularly acute form of that, an acute manifestation of this that's more obvious, right? Everything's getting a bit more obvious as we go forward, as this frequency shift and this kind of planetary change happens as we move into a more intelligent and connected state as beings on this planet, because that is what the great cycles of time, the precession of the equinoxes, the calendars and all of that are showing us and pointing to, is this actual amping up of frequencies so that we are actually can be so much more connected and aligned, and we move into a golden age. And right, but at the same time everything becomes more obvious, so we get more extreme, more obvious. The upside down world becomes more evident. Look around you. So how do we break through these limiting programs and systems? That's a perennial question for myself and many people I know. It's it's the flavor of the year, really. How do we break through all of this, and the fear, right? Because it's massively about fear. Fear is the most limiting, contracting force that we get to experience on the planet, and it is used to control our minds and our lives. So how is it showing up in your life? That is a question that you can always ask yourself. And actually I was I went to an ecstatic dance last night, and I had a wonderful dance, and I was did a microdose of mushrooms, and it was just so beautiful, because I was with the medicine, easing more into that space of transformation, of hyper awareness, hypersynchronicity, and deepened magic, with the intentionality of the group in this wonderful location, by this kind of river, and we're in this vortex of volcanoes here as well, on Lake Atitlan in Guatemala. But the expansion that I felt also came with a new awareness around fear that was locked in my musculature, in my body, especially around my lower back. And I was aware, as it was releasing, how I was being liberated and relieved from tension, and freed from chains, really. Unseen chains, but definitely real and visceral in my system and in my body. And as I speak about this, I'm just touching my lower back, kidney area and adrenals, and just feeling into all that, and then reconnecting with that release, and it creates a space. And that space is an opportunity and an invitation to expand and to grow into it and to fill up, right? So to inhabit, to take more space. So that's exciting. And this may happen with you. This may happen to you when you do some body work, or some stretching, or some yoga, or dance, or tai chi, or qigong, or any one of the myriad modalities out there that can help with these internal shifts through the body, through the fascia, through the musculature, the skeleton, the cerebrospinal fluid, etc. And just, easing into those releases and letting go, and feeling that fear as it came out, in that case yesterday. And it was also a kind of like a wired sense of being wired in my body. And it was like these kind of, the codes were being scrambled, and there was light being let in and released. And as I did that, and as I eased and leaned into it more and more, and expressed myself through movement more, and allowed myself to dance wildly with abandon and without fear of judgment, not needing any approval, I moved from that needy place, that constricted, contracted, needy place, into play and expansion, and the child, the innocent child, and that's also a boldness as well, and a bravery that is required as well, and that we can find that through trust, and through creating these containers and spaces and community where we feel secure and safe to expand. And it's heart-centered community without judgment. And that was another thing I was very conscious of yesterday, was watching the judgments come up in the mind of others. And that was a deep game of joyful kind of discovery yesterday, was dancing with that inner judge and that inner critic, and going, I see you. I see you limiting yourself, me. And how can I expand and let go in the midst of this, and open in love and acceptance and joy, and that was wonderful, because I could I don't like that, or something like, that, start judging, and then I see something, or something happens, or someone says something, and there's like a judge, and there's like criticism, I don't like that, no, they're an idiot, or whatever it is that might go on in the head and the mind. And then catch it and go, wow, look at the judge. Look at this judging happening. Oh, this is interesting. Can I love myself more in this moment, and love that person in the process of this expansion and commitment to truth, and commitment to growth and expansion and infinite consciousness, and allowing myself to be liberated and free from all these bonds and binds and chains that hold me down in the sphere of attachment, attached to certain ways of thinking and behaving and being and believing and moving, that are that are okay, or that I believe somewhere, some program, some belief system in my mind believes in some way that this is the way to do it, and it must be done. If not, then I will be abandoned by the tribe, or the herd will leave me, and I will be left to fend on my own, and not loved, and I will not survive, and I will wither away and die. Whatever story that might be in any particular moment. And yes, so can you let yourself be without judgment? Can you allow yourself to release your fears and check out the reality of what is in a bold and loving way for yourself to nurture and nourish yourself as you grow and be your own parent? And so I also want to touch now into that kind of multidimensional and that infinite. So this expansion that we can have, it can be through medicines, it can be through movement, it can be through meditation practices, mind training, it can be through, again, these many different ways that we have these tools that are increasing through systems and through techniques. You know, it could be EFT, could be QHHT, could be Zen, could be prayer, could be ceremony, could be the mushroom, could be the ayahuasca, could be the bufo, could be the kambo, could be the fasting, could be the detox cleanse, could be the sadhana, could be the bhakti yoga, could be the mindset work, could be coaching, could be reading, whatever it is, intentional to release and liberate. Yeah, and by the way, if you're on the live, please hashtag live. If you're on the replay, please hashtag replay and share this if you feel it's useful for you or someone else. Please share it with others. So stepping into then this place of space and freedom, liberation from the mind control, from mental manipulation programs that we've received, right, in this birth incarnation, and then into the infinite. Because what can happen is that, and what's happened definitely in my own spiritual journey, is that it's been this constant unfolding and releasing and then opening and saying, oh my God, there's so much more to this reality. There's so many levels to it. When I start to sense energy, for example, doing energy sensing of the subtle energies of the aura, of the energetic fields, or going on journeys within through the mind's eye. You know, I've left my body and traveled to another star system, for example, spontaneously in a rebirthing breathwork session underwater, which I've spoken about before a few times. And there are so many different ways that we can expand and experience these expansions, and love making, you know, orgasm, swimming in the sea, could be so many, right? So the multidimensional and the infinite are like ridiculously underrated and undervalued in our society. And it's also the key, because it's like the mind control, the mental manipulation is trying to stop you at any cost, all costs, to dive into the multidimensional, to experience the magic, to create the magic, and to drop into the infinite consciousness field, which is your true actual identity. Because there is no identity really when you release all boundaries and all ideas and all beliefs. You can step out of them and realize, hey, I'm not these thoughts. Oh my God, I'm not limited to this body. Oh, okay, I am infinite consciousness. And these are just words, of course, but they point like the finger pointing to the moon can't tell you what the moon is, but you can point that way. And yeah, dropping into that space of direct experience of whatever that is, transmission or diving into the isness, the existence, again, beyond the beliefs and beyond the stories, and yeah, everything starts to get much more interesting and fun and empowering, and we can be so much empowered, and so the whole channeling piece for me has been this wonderful journey of expansion and of tangible, real experiences of the multidimensional, of the power, the magic of creation, and that we have all of this assistance all of the time. We have all of this support all of the time, that we can receive healing, we can receive downloads and codes and decodes, we can receive messages and information and guidance from multiple sources. Yes, you can just connect directly with source. Yes, you can connect with your higher self, your soul, your oversoul. Yes, you can connect with the flowers in the garden. Yes, you can connect with the fairies, the sylphs, the dryads, the tree spirits, and receive their magic, their wisdom, their medicine, their healing. Because everything is here to help us, guys. Got news for you. Good news. Best news ever. Everything is here to help us. Yes, you can connect to the mythical creatures, the magical creatures. Yes, they are real. Yes, they are accessible and you can connect with them. I had someone in one of my channeling workshops spontaneously channeling unicorns. And it's like, hello, okay, yeah, let's do this. Yes, you can connect with animals, with the spirit of animals, power animals, and receive their wisdom, their knowledge, their medicine, their learning, their healing, their gifts, their messages. Yes, you can connect with the angelics, the archangels, the angels, and again, receive everything, all their grace that they wish to share with you and shower upon you. And it's about choice. It's a choice. It's an intention, and knowing that you can do it and having the ways to do it and learning those different ways to do it. And so that's been my journey as well, has been connecting with these ways and these protocols and these tools. Yes, I did it a lot intuitively, which is an unfoldment that happened, which was part of my spiritual awakening process. And yes, did plant medicines help me? Yes, absolutely. I was chatting with someone yesterday. I'm running a ceremony tomorrow, again with the wonderful mycelium fungi, and I'm so excited about that. But this person who was asking me to him and his wife to run this ceremony for them and friends was asking me about how I got involved with them, and it reminded me of I was reminded, and I shared around this time I had a plant medicine journey with the mushrooms, and I was totally opened up multidimensionally, and I was starting like spontaneously to channel for people and to tune into them on a very, very deep level. And it was like this totally opening up this oracular space of knowing and tuning into people's past lives and telling them about their past lives at this gathering, at this party, which is 2 or 3 years ago now. And so, yes, there have been these pointers on the way and these helps and everything else. And then the spontaneous, and also working with the cacao medicine, Mama Cacao Medicine as well, working with her, and she's helped me expand into this as well. And again, it's opening the third eye, and the fasting and the detoxing helped massively, I think, more than probably anything else. But there's also literally learning, and I went on this journey of like just totally absorbing myself in all channeling information and interviews with all these different channels on Gaia, for example. And really, really, really just immersing myself in it, fully immersing, just going, I couldn't think about anything else. It was like just this intensity, this fascination, and this desire, this quench of thirst that I needed to quench about what channeling is in the multidimensional. And that really helped. And then also learning, actually taking a class online and learning protocols. That was the woman called Diane Wenschen. So all this kind of combination has helped with this, and now I'm teaching it, and that's super exciting to do, and activating, and helping me drop more into it and expand more into it and remember more, and yes, and so we need structure as human beings to work in things and to do things and to learn things, and so so I've been shown that I need to offer a structure, and so I do, and so some of these I've been doing these retreats and these workshops here, which have been absolutely magical and miraculous, and then I've been guided to take them online, and so there is an opportunity here to join me with this that I'm offering, and this is the Activate Your Channel program, which I want to literally just spend a minute talking about, because it's now open and it's online and anyone can join, right? So that's super exciting for me to be able to offer something like this, because it's like not limited to any distance. As long as you have an internet connection, you can get involved. And so I'm going to be taking people through the protocols and the techniques and the methods for opening up to channel in a safe and secure and grounded way. And then I'm going to also talk about channeling and how I understand it, what it means to me, but then also go straight into the practice and connecting with the higher self. So that's the first step. Then moving on to connecting with spirit guides, receiving healing, receiving information, and channeling these guides, and then nature spirits and angelics, and then star family races and elementals as well, and not necessarily in that order, but roughly. So each one of these different sources of guidance can provide so much. Just the healing that they give, that they bring, is already just like so amazing. And you deserve it. You actually deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve all this magic. You deserve all this intelligence and this understanding and this connection with the different realms to expand, to grow for your own journey, for your own happiness, for your own fulfillment and satisfaction, for your own connection with the world, and to have a guidance, to have a deeper guidance that you can navigate the world in these changing, crazy times that are only going to get more crazy. And I'm not just saying that for effect. I'm saying that because it is the innermost knowing that I have. It is the claircognizant knowing, the clairagnostic knowing that I have, that I tune into when I look at where humanity's going over the next few years, and it is getting more crazy. You think what's happening now in Europe is crazy? You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. Okay? And I don't say that from a place of fear. I just say that because it's in my reality, it's true. You check it out for your reality. I don't say you should listen to what I say or follow my words, like overriding your own inner knowing. Don't do that. Tune into your own inner knowing. Cultivate that intuition and see what resonates for you, and leave the rest. But yeah, things are gonna go spastic, and it's things are gonna spasm. That's what I'm trying to say, really, and it's starting to, right? The world is starting to. So we have these wonderful abilities and possibilities and gifts that we can develop to help us navigate these times. And channeling is for me, a massive part of that, an increasing part of that, because I'm learning so much from it, and because I see the wonderful growth and beautiful miracles and magic that happen when people start to open up to their own intuitive abilities and really actually activate them. And that's where the rubber hits the road, is the activation and the doing and the action, right? Rather than thinking, or listening, watching endless YouTube videos, or people like me talking on the interwebs, and actually doing it, getting down and actually doing it, and being grounded and clear, knowing what you're doing, and actually following through and doing it, and committing to your own intuition development and your own path in this way. So if it does resonate with you, fantastic to get involved with what I'm doing online and sharing with the channeling. And if it doesn't, that's totally fine as well. Like, absolutely, you know, it's you are where you are, and you know what resonates for you, and what doesn't. And that's all that has to be said about that. But if it does resonate, if there is a calling inside, if there is is there a buzzing in your third eye, or in your crown, or a knowing, or tingles in your belly, or you're tingling in your body, then great, come and join in. You know, we start on Thursday, so it's Monday today, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 14th of April, 7 p.m. UK time, which is around about 3 p.m. Eastern time, and something later Pacific time, Pacific time, maybe 11 a.m. For here where I am, it's Mexico and Guatemala, it's like midday on Thursday, and we do a just under 2 hour session, where it's live, and it's a Zoom, and it's a group session, and I'm coaching, and I'm sharing the information, and I'm leading you through the content and the material, and there's practice within that, and there's also Q&A as well, and then we have a private group container for everything during the week, and for people to post their experiences and ask questions and everything else, and also for me to post more material or guides or anything that is relevant for the greatest evolution of the group, to activate the channel as much as possible, and to be guided to open and to connect with these different sources of guidance. And so then we go on to next week, after week 2, and it's a 5-week journey. Yes, and it's the first time I do it, so it's like a beta, if you will, and so maybe some technical kinks to iron out, and or ways of presenting it that need straightening or ironing out. So I'm not charging loads for it, it's the fair and equal exchange for the course, training program, coaching. Is actually a lot more than what I'm asking for it, because this is actually game-changing, life-changing methodology and guidance and teaching that can transform your life and the life of those around you. And it's something you can use, and you can work with others, and it's a gift that then you can give to others, and also create a business around it if that's something that floats your boat, as of service to others, to help them connect more with themselves, and healing and transformation and up-leveling and frequency shifting. And so it's all of this. So the price is the advanced price is $222, which I'm extending to today, pounds sterling, which is $288. And the standard price, which kicks in very, very soon, in a few hours, is £333 sterling, which is, I think, $399. And So US. So yeah, jump in, and if you feeling the call, and we've got a great community forming, and yeah, I'm super excited to be sharing this work with you. And yeah, if it resonates, and if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments or message me directly. If you want to see some testimonials from the courses and workshops and retreats that I've done around activating the channel, then let me know and I can send you them, because I've got tons. And yes, guys, if this is resonating, then I'm so excited to have you along with the journey, and expand and grow in this multidimensional infinity that we exist and coexist and co-create within. So yay, take care, love yourself first, and yeah, maybe see you in the program, or see you in the next video, wherever it is for you. I also offer coaching, one-on-ones, vortex alignment sessions, the soul reading, path reading, and to help you, coaching as well, to help you just, be more courageous in your life, activate your multidimensionality, release ancestral trauma, and step up as a heart-led entrepreneur and a leader in the new paradigm of consciousness, the new earth, to roar your codes and your frequency and your love and your joy out, however that looks like, whether you're a healer, a coach, a consultant, an entrepreneur, a founder, whatever you're doing, a CEO, and be more brave and be more truthful to yourself. So I also offer all of that. I've got this 21-day training coming up, which is in person, highly transformational, will change your life, guaranteed. And so ask me all about that if you're interested. Sending you lots of love, virtual hugs out into the ether, 0 point. Yes. Take care. Namaste. Bye-bye. Where are we going? How do I...